Okay, so I was supposed to be going out this weekend to go camping. Cause this bloody diesel heater's packed up. If you've seen it in the previous video, obviously it packed up during the night, which never ever done that before. I put a word out, and apparently there's a temperature sensor on the diesel heater um, that obviously monitors the temperature and will cut it accordingly. Basically, if it overheats, it'll cut it off. But I'm having problems with. I've always had to start the van up in order for the diesel heater to actually start up, and I think the problem that I'm having is I don't know whether it's electrical, I don't know whether it's fuel, I don't know, but it's basically it'll do it it'll try and start up 2 times, I think, and then it just cuts off, and then it comes up with an E10 error code, which E10 is usually either voltage or it's a fuel blockage. So yeah, basically in this episode, I'm going to try and sort of figure out. I'm going to try and fix it. Now, I know that this diesel heater that I've got in particular has got like the fuel line, which came with a diesel heater. It's a Chinese one. Apparently, they're not the best ones to have. You've got to get like a proper line, because I know that if you have them on for a long period of time, they contract and they expand, and obviously you can get bubbles in there, which messes with obviously the diesel flow and then cuts it out. So I am hoping it's that. I have bought this sensor anyway that I might just fit to it. So yeah, I really cannot be bothered because it's chucking it down. But I suppose we've got to crack on. So yeah, this is the little beast of the sensor. So this basically bolts onto the top of the heater, and it keeps it all as it should really. Basically stops it from overheating. I've really not picked the best day for this, have I? Let's get underneath it. Okay, so underneath it, as you can see, the diesel heater. Not fitted. I mean, it's all right. It is what it is. My bum's getting wet. So there's the fuel line. That to me, that doesn't look like the original one. That feels a bit stronger, but I could be wrong. So that basically goes up and into the heater, ignites, and then we get warm air coming through. I'm not going to see a massive amount under here, although I can't see sort of any air bubbles in there at all really. Well, it's absolutely filthy dirty, and I'm going to be filthy dirty soon as well. So I don't think the camera's going to pick this up, but I've wiped it down a little bit, and by the looks of it, there's a lot of air bubbles in there, and I mean like a lot. There's basically no diesel in that line whatsoever. So that's obviously indicating a problem. Clearly, if there's no fuel getting to the heater, it ain't going to be heating up, is it? So next thing we're going to do is go into the back of the van and have a look in there and see what we might find. Yeah, really should have been cleaning this out, to be fair. It's absolutely packed to the rafters. So, looking here, we've obviously got plenty of fuel in there, but nothing seems to be happening. So, my reckoning is we could have a kink somewhere, although I want to know what this bit is here, because again, I've fitted one of these before, and we usually drill things into the bottom of it so it feeds from the bottom. I don't know what that is. Okay, so that looks like the feed for it. Okay. Yeah, you see, when I did one of these before, you've got instructions on it to basically drill into the bottom of it and then put that line basically into the bottom of it. So when you actually get low on fuel, it's going to suck pretty much every last bit out of it. So with that in the bottom there, I can't see any diesel in the lines, so It could even be fuel pump. Which basically means we have to now get on the other side of the van and take a look at the fuel pump. Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah, really don't want to be doing this on a Sunday. Okay, so that's the fuel pump again. Sort of DIY'd up a little bit there. Loads of wires everywhere as well. So I know for a fact that that fuel pump has been ticking away. Whether it's actually working or not is a different thing. So we've got no kinks going up there. Let's feed into, let's have a look into the top. Where is that fuel? Comes up, comes through there, goes through there. There's the fuel filter up there. Is there anything in there? Yeah, we've got fuel in there as well. Looks alright as well, to be fair. Although it is a bit on a slant. Hang on. Maybe if we do that. So it looks like the fuel, it's not got any fuel coming in this way. Fuel going in there, which is obviously going into the heater. Okay, so at least we know fuel's getting in there, it's ticking away. Maybe that fuel pipe was just on wrong. So, got a control here. Let's give that one a whirl. Switch her on. Turn the heat up and we'll wait. I'm not going to start the van up because I wanted to see if it'll actually do it on its own. The fan's spinning on it at the moment. Can't hear the fuel pump at the moment. The reason why that fuel pump's obviously cable tied where it is as well, it's not the most ideal job. Which the other guy's done to it, but at least it does keep it suspended, so it's not like smacking against the vehicle. Because genuinely, when you're in here, you can't hear a thing anyway. So yeah, we'll just let it do its thing. See what happens. So already, it's literally turned itself off. Battery's flashing on it at the moment. Let's go down to that. 12.4. So I think the batteries are on the way out anyway. And we've got an E-01 error code. Okay. Yeah, so basically looking in on Google, E-01 code could be a manner of all different things. Obviously I've not started the van this time, so it does mention there that it can be due to undervoltage. So next we'll start the van up and see what happens there. So we obviously know that now that it's probably going to want a new battery at some point, but I'm not going to bother until obviously the Great British Summer's over. But then I'll look into doing something like that. I might even buy one in the summer, because who needs batteries in the summer? Everybody needs a battery in the summer. So we started up 14.2 volts. Let's get another whirl, switch her on. Can't die now, can you? We've got 2 alternators on this bus as well, so charging rate is bloody quick. Also got an absolute shed load of solar panels on the roof as well, like I've mentioned time and time again. Great British summer, Great British weather is just absolutely pants, so they never work. But yeah, we shall sit and wait again. So far we've got an E-01 error code, which is the battery, so I'm probably going to have to upgrade the battery at some point. And we're just going to wait for the E-10 one to finally come on as well. So obviously waiting for that to warm up. Glow plug lights just come on it as well, so that's heating up. We're going to crack on and open a pint of Guinness. Also bought myself some new ducting as well, with like a white pipe on there as well. So I'm going to keep that hole there I'm going to have another one over here as well, just so that when we've got this bed pulled out, then we've got heating on both ends. Warms the van up a lot quicker. Job's a good one. Although the pipe that I just bought for it is actually too thick and too big for the diesel heater, so I'm going to have to try and modify it because I really cannot be bothered to send it back. So we've got a bit of air coming out, not a lot, and it's definitely not warm. Can't really see any changes to that. I still can't see any air bubbles, but then again I can't really see anything coming out of it, to be fair. We've got smoke coming out the exhaust, which is always not a bad thing, I suppose, because that means we've got diesel coming through. Yeah, still nothing. There we go, it's just powered itself off. Wonder what warning light we're going to get it. E-01 again. Another one. Right, unless I've just misread it and it's actually an E-01 and not an E10. Still battery. Tell you what we're going to do. We're going to unplug it and plug it back in again and see if that fixes it. Okay, so with that on there, that's now saying that the fuel pump's running. I can hear that. I can hear that clicking. Which means that's working. But nothing's happening though. It's trying. I've had the battery going for a while. Fuel pump's gone off now. So that's obviously given up. But this time it's not come up with the E-01 error code. Doesn't seem to be doing anything, but I think it's going to try and kick up again and try and do the fuel pump again. So by the looks of things, we've gone back to the E-01 again, but that is literally this second once I've just turned the van back off. So it might even be that we've got two issues with it. So obviously one being the battery. Once these things start up, they use next to nothing, so potentially it might even be what everyone's just told me. So I think I need to get back underneath it. So if it was in the daylight, but instead we're compromised by 6:30 in the evening and freezing cold, with a little dashing of rain as well, we need to get under it. And obviously you've seen basically exactly how sort of compact it is underneath there. So I need to sort of try and whip the top off it, if there's enough space, get to the motherboard, unclip the old sensor basically, clip the other one in, and hopefully, just hopefully, we might have some heat. So I've lowered it all down. I don't know whether you can see it, but on top of the heater there's a little fuse box. There's an Allen key on top of that. You have to undo that, take the case off, and then right at the back there is a wire where the sensor goes to. You just unclip that and put the new one on and hope for the best. Okay, so just another view on top. You've got like a little clip on top, and you see the blue wires that goes to that temperature sensor there. That was tucked in just underneath the red box. So the clip was probably the hardest bit to remove, but I'm going to remove the sensor now and just unplug it and plug the new one in. Okay, temperature sensor's fitted. I'm absolutely, yeah, covered in crap. Let's see if it works. On we go. Probably messed something up now. Right, so we now have a fan issue. The fan's not working. Never had a problem with that. Back under the van we go. Right, so I've reset the system, so I just pulled the fuse, put it back in again, and took a couple of goes, but looks like it's all heating up properly. Do you know when people give you advice on the internet on, you know, it's probably this that's wrong with it, and literally had about 5 or 6 comments saying it's the temperature sensor. Well, do you know what? I ordered it anyway because I didn't think it was going to work. Still didn't think it was going to work. It's worked after a lot of faff. So, yeah, I'll listen to people in future. But anyway, it's fixed. We've got heating again. I've ripped the van to bits. Just need to tidy up now. Means I can go out again. The reason I didn't want to go out is because obviously I got little in, and I didn't want to freeze in, you know, if it's -1 or whatever, because you never know. You just don't know. So yeah, I'll see you guys next week for another video, or wherever I'm going to be. See you later.